Stars. This is a message directly for students. There's a lot going on right now, a lot of changes happening in our school system and in our school, and I've had a lot of messages going to parents lately. I think we're long overdue to go directly to the kids and tell you about some things that are happening. Now, as you know, we started the year, all of our students, 100% online learning. And it's been pretty good so far. I know it's not like real school, but we've done the best that we can. We're doing a pretty good job. But now we're at a point where Fairfax County Public Schools wants to initiate a plan to bring kids back to school if their parents have chosen to let them come back. So that's what we're working on now. Let's talk about your parents' choice for what program you're going to be in. Stars, whether your parents decided that you will be coming back to in-person school or you're going to continue with 100% online school, I want you to know a few things. One, we're going to continue to make sure you have a good program no matter what your parents chose. Two, I want you to know that no matter what your parents picked for you, me and the teachers, we back your parents. We've got their back. We agree with them. They know you, they know your needs, they know about safety, they know about your learning needs, and they know about your family situation and what's going to be best. So they made a choice, we're going to live with it, and we're going to make a good school experience for you. So some groups of kids across Fairfax County already did start coming back to in-person school, and it's been going really good. This week, kindergarten was supposed to come back to in-person school, and we were all ready for that. And then the day before, Fairfax County Public School leaders looked at the health conditions in the whole community, and they decided there was a little too much spread of COVID going on to bring a new group back to school. So they said stop. They didn't cancel this, but they put it on pause. So kindergarten's gonna come back, but not yet. When? We're still waiting to hear. Now that means that first and second grade, we had a date for you to come back, and we're still hoping that works, but we're also gonna wait and see what the county says. We're gonna make sure we follow the formula that the county made to make sure things are safe enough that kids can come back. Third, fourth, fifth, and sixth grade, you're meant to come back in January, and we're gonna pay attention to see if that date holds or if it gets slightly adjusted. When it's time for kindergarten, then first and second, then third through sixth grade kids to start coming back to school, it triggers some big changes in the school. It's going to lead to a lot of kids being assigned to a new teacher and a new class, maybe even having a new schedule for when they have their subjects. Here's why. Once we come and we make that change, I need to make sure that kids go to the program that their parents chose for them. So if your parents chose online, I gotta make sure you're with a group of kids who are 100% online with a teacher who can teach 100% online. I gotta make sure if your parents chose for you to come in person, you're with a group of kids who are gonna be in person with a teacher who can be here at school. Right now, the classes that you're in, we have a mix of kids, and we got to make sure everyone gets in the right place. So that leads to some changes in classes. Here's another reason why we've got to change some classes. Even if a lot of kids in your class, their parents chose the same thing, we have a bunch of teachers at school who have their own personal health reasons that they can't come into school and be here around a lot of people. Their doctor said no, and I've got to make sure they can be online teachers. So in order to do that, I've got to make sure they have all online kids. So that means I got to rearrange some things. So between parent choice and some teachers' needs, we've got to do that. Here's another thing. When I think about taking care of the teachers at Coates and making sure they have a manageable workload, it's a lot better for them. If I'm an online teacher and I have all of my kids online and I can teach them in an online way. And if there's a bunch of in-person kids and I'm coming to school and we can be together in class, it's going to change my teaching, my assessing, everything. So I'm trying to keep those kinds of groups together. But boys and girls, I know this means that for a lot of you, you're not going to be with the same teacher you currently have, and you might not be with all the kids that you're with in class. And you got friends in there and you love your teacher. I get it. I'm so sorry that we're going to have to make some changes, but I hope you understand why. And here's the good news. All the teachers at Coates are pretty awesome. They have different personalities, but they're all pretty awesome. So no matter where you end up, it's still going to be great. So the obvious question becomes, Mr. Kraft, when do we know for sure when the changes are happening and when my grade level can come back to in-person school? Well, we're going to follow the dates that we have now, but we're always going to pay attention to what the leaders in the county say. And they might change the dates just like they did with kindergarten, and we'll just pay attention. Now, when do you change teachers if that's going to happen for you? We're not going to change until it's time for your grade level to come to in-person. And that'll trigger the change for all the classes. When your grade level is allowed to come back in person on that same week, that's when we do the change. But until then, we stay with our current teachers, we stay with our current class. But we're also getting to know new teachers and being prepared for the change. Listen, it's really weird to not know exactly what's going to happen in the future. That makes us a little nervous, every one of us, but that's the situation we're in, and we're going to do great with it. We just got to be flexible in our thinking. We got to get ready for a change, and when it happens, it's going to be okay. And until it happens, we're going to stay the course and continue to do a great job where we are.